Again, in this uh, syncretism video, in the former video, the previous video, I showed you some infos. In this page of divine, being divine, and I found a new video of his reels. This is about, this is actually about the secretion of our spiritual liquid uh, from bottom to the top of our body, how it rises and how it falls down. Uh, this video directly explains how this action happens, how this action takes place in our sacred bodies, in our body temples. So you see that the body, the two hemispheres of life, two hemispheres of all things. You see male and female, masculine and feminine. And you see that DNA figure symbol here. And this video also explains some chakras and how they are related to, I don't know, godlike figures in Hindu teachings. So I would like to continue on this video and watch and show you this video, how it's important about our syncretism and what is happening in our body and out of our body.
Hello, everyone. This is Bose and Jackin, the two hemispheres of the brain that you must bring together to become one. This is the very reason why Osiris has his feet together. A lot of the pharaohs have one leg, because even Jesus, when he died on the cross, he has his legs together, right? Well, that's the point. You got to become one. So here it is. It even says in the Bible, when you marry, that the man and wife become one flesh. And Jesus says, I and the Father are one. So it's always becoming, back to the one, rising above and beyond one's own duality. The phoenix is the very symbol of self-sacrifice as it dies into itself to become reborn, resurrected, and new from the ashes of its own purification. So Baphomet has the caduceus going wrapping around his phallus, right? That is the root chakra going up the S-P-I-N-E or the P-E-N-I-S. Yep, same word. The resurrection or the rise erection going up to the euphoria.
Wow, I right now realized that I didn't know the P-E-N-I-S associated with also equals to spine. Isn't it interesting? Like, I know everything is bound to each other. Everything is related to each other. There's invisible ties to all of the things we see, things we hear, and all the symbols are connected to each other. But I didn't know that much. Spine and penis. Wow. So let's continue it.
Aura. Feed the phoenix, sacral to crown, creeping to soaring. So the creeping serpent becomes the soaring eagle. The creeping serpent, though, is food for the soaring eagle. This is the most simple reason why the zodiac sign of Scorpio, which corresponds in physiology as the sacrum, or the sexual organ, the generative system, is also its higher evolution as the eagle, the phoenix, which corresponds to the crown. The scorpion is representative of the sacrum, your tailbone, which must be heaved up to the crown by sacrificing or making sacred the serpent within us to feed our rising phoenix, the feathered serpent. Quetzalcoatl, Kukulkan, the snake gets its wings and becomes a dragon. That is right. So guess what? This is the tetrad, this is the triad, this is the duad, this is the monad. At one-ment, monad is mono, which is one. So at atonement is judgment day, which is judging the mind, balancing the mind. Atonement day is the same thing, Yom Kippur in the Jewish system. It's September, fall, Libra. Libra's balance. At one-ment, okay, when it becomes one. So this is your sacrum bone. It looks like an elephant. So that's why Ganesha. Ganesha is your sacrum. So that's right. Don't ever think that people walked around with elephant heads, you guys. That's your sacrum bone. It's very sacred because the secretion from the top of your head goes down and the sacrum bone acts like a pump. 5 infused vertebrae. And what it does is it pumps the oil back up to your head. So you have to practice semen retention, and your electrical semen goes up. Women can raise their frequency as well. The frequency itself is what raises the male sperm, but women are feminine, so they're already on cloud 9. Men are masculine, so they're at 1, they got to go to 9. That's why women are more divine than males already. This is how to reach a successful divinization. It's called Chrysiopia. Mass christening is Christmas. Start at the top of the pine or the spine. You could do what that pyramid does from the base to the crown.
3, 2, 1.
Got a blast.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, so here's another photo how syncretism works, or it's omnism, I think. A bit omnism is researching or getting knowledge about all the religions, but not believing in them. You become too acknowledgeable person. You become a person who has too much knowledge about all the religion in this world, and you see that all of them are actually explaining or describing the same story of our life, our purpose of life here, and their stories, sub-stories are actually exactly the same with each other. You see that relation and connectivity, and you become a person who is the seer of those similarities between many songs, many religions, and you see the oneness above them, the one truth. And here in the comments, this girl here explained that all is one. Yeah, that's it. That's how syncretism works. Naga, the cobra, is a symbol of Kundalini power, cosmic energy coiled and slumbering within men. It inspires seekers to overcome misdeeds and suffering by lifting the serpent power up the spine into God realization. Om. Om is Om. It is atom. Atom. Here you see that snake symbol. All of them has. It is the prototype of atom. Actually, snake symbol is the prototype. Is our atoms. All. It is a prototype of all. Of magnetism, of electricity, of dielectricity, everything. Dielectricity. So what we have more, when I'm at a party and I hear someone mention that we are souls stuck in avatar bodies and our goal is to survive and defeat the simulation matrix. Yeah, exactly. Such a funny post here, me.
Well,
Here's another
the pole stars move. It used to be Thuban. Now it's Polaris. When Deneb is the next pole star, Aries will be the Tropic of Cancer. When the sun enters Aries, it'll be summer. And then when it's Capricorn, it'll be spring. When it's Libra, it'll be fall. So this wheel is moving as the dome is turning. Okay? As the dome turns above the flat Earth, that wheel is shifting because the pole stars shift. So what it looks like is this. You get a new pole star. So if this is the pole star now, eventually the pole star will be here. And so the zodiacs are going to be leaning like this. Right now, some are at the top, it's kind of off skew. It's not perfectly, the zodiacs aren't perfectly centered around Imagine if all the zodiacs were along the equator and the sun never left the equator. The sun comes up here sometimes, there's zodiacs there. The sun comes down here sometimes, there's zodiacs here. So it's touching both of them, and this turns to cover all the ground. It's perfect proportionality. Plants, they use 137.5 degrees to separate their leaves efficiently so that each leaf can get hit by the sun. See, if the leaves were just distribute themselves every 180 degrees, you just have leaves on each side. But no, they're everywhere because it's basically this big torus field that we live in. We live in a big torus field. You see these spirals? The fixed stars take 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.2 seconds to return to the same position over time, which means they are faster than the 24-hour sun. So the sun appears to travel backwards as it gets left behind, even though the stars and all the planets rise in the east and set in the west. So they're all rising in the east, setting in the west, going this way. But if you look up, it's this way. They're all just coming towards you and going away from you like this. So this whole dome, it's like this mountain is a woman, and she's doing the hula hoop. That's Mother Earth doing the hula hoop. That's the galaxis is up. So Cancer's next to the North Pole, Capricorn's down here, and so this is what you get over time. But actually over time, Aries will be the new Tropic of Cancer, and Libra will be out here. Instead of Aries and Libra being spring and fall, they'll be summer and winter. That's literally what's going to happen. Okay? This is 90 degrees south. This is 0 degrees at the equator. This is 90 degrees north. A lot of the lightning is more intense at the 45-degree parallel. If this is 0 degrees and this is 90, 45 is right between 0 and 90. This is 45 degrees north, 45 degrees north. This is 45 degrees south. There's the Aurora Borealis. Here's Polaris, the North Star. 23.4 degrees north, south. So I drew it this way, but obviously it's more like this. The zodiacs are on the firmament themselves, and the planets are the ones underneath the ceiling. It's like a chandelier. The stars are the ceiling, and the planets are the chandelier hanging below it. So if you have a spinning top, there's something called gyroscopic motion or gyromagnetic precession. This is what's happening. That's why it's at an angle. The zodiacs are at an angle. But they say over time that it's going to level out and that the sun is not going to be going north and south. This is when they say we got kicked out of Eden, that the sun was only above the equator. And now it's going towards the center and towards the outside. It's giving you the sine wave, which is basically, we didn't always experience this sine wave where it goes down and up. The number 13 is the 7th number in the Fibonacci sequence. With Jesus and his 12 disciples, there are 13 characters. It's basically just the sun and the 12 zodiacs. America started with its 13 colonies. On the back of the dollar bill, you have 13 layers to the pyramid on one seal, and on the other seal you have an eagle, where in one claw there's 13 arrows, and in the other claw there's 13 leaves and 13 berries. And under that eagle is a shield with 13 columns, or rows, just like the American flag. And then there's 13 stars on top of the eagle. Our current pole star is Polaris. It used to be Thuban. Next is Cephas. It takes 25,920 years for the pole stars to return as the pole star. So Polaris will be the pole star again in 25,920 years. Thuban will return as the pole star as it used to be. It will be again. So this is spinning as it's wobbling, but it's not the Earth that's doing that. It's the electromagnetic field. It's pretty much the dome. And the Milky Way is not a galaxy in outer space. It's actually a rift in the magnetic field. It's a crack in the dome. This is the Milky Way. It's basically just a rift. And this is the equator, 24,000 miles, because 21,600 would be a perfect sphere, but they say the Earth it's bulgy on the sides, so they say it's 24,000 miles at the equator. Well, this means that the Antarctic ice wall is 2 times the equator. Well, there's the Milky Way, and there's the constellations, and here's the sun and moon, and the other planets would also be next to the sun and moon, because sometimes you can have planets in the same constellation as the sun. This is basically the idea that it goes on forever. The more towards the center you get, Hyperborea, Polus Arctis, it's smaller. This is where the North Pole is with all the elves. And the outer you go is where the giants are. So there's the Milky Way, the constellations, sun and moon underneath them with all the planets. Here's the toroidal field that the Earth is in. The Earth is the disk that separates the North and South Pole. Just like the orbit of electrons, this is what's happening. It's conical, and you even have plants that do this, palm trees. You have to understand the 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, the Fibonacci sequence. You start off with 1, 1, then it's 1, 2, then it's 2, 3, then it's 3, 5. And the reason I drew her there is because it's coming from the Squid Games. See, when you know what you're doing, Jim Carrey painted this painting here, and it has the golden spiral right into it. Look how it's divided. So when you know what you're looking at, you see it everywhere, and you realize its importance. So this is split. There's 1, 1, this would be 2 because it's a perfect square. That is a perfect, this can be split into 2 perfect squares. He's wearing a number 5. It's like this. He was here where the 5 would be. Is that. And the pyramid fits perfectly inside of your, if this is 1 unit, this is 1.618. If this is 1 unit, this becomes 1.618. So you can make the golden rectangle with your finger, and the pyramid would fit perfectly inside of it, the Great Pyramid. This is the Parthenon in Athens in Greece. So basically, the pyramid fits perfectly inside of the 1, 1. Like this. The pyramid fits in that 1, 1 section. So I drew it here. Well, here is the flat Earth, sun and moon, and basically it's always on a tree. Egypt, India, these are similar petroglyphs and statues and carvings, and this is the Nordic Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil, it's an egg, it's the cosmic egg that we live in. And here's Nikola Tesla's tower, and you see how similar it is to the toroidal field and the flat Earth as the plane of inertia within its own toroidal field. The Earth is the plane of inertia, accretion disk block wall that separates the North and South Pole. There's the cosmic egg. Jesus here is saying, you can't go to the Father except through me, because you can't get to the crown chakra except through the heart chakra. And the way is through love to peak perception and bliss consciousness. You must get out of anger, the body, which is the square, and you must come to the higher mind, which connects you to source. So come out of your root chakra and come to the crown through love, and that's enlightenment. That's how you create a new heaven on earth. Remember Osiris's throne, how 4 equals 5? Well, here's the 1, 1, and 2 by 2. So this is 4, but it actually equals 5. On a fractal scale, this is the same thing. Because you can have 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. You can turn it and have it this way, but
Yeah, I think it restarted. But this video was a nice one, so be knowledge about the, I don't know, the galaxy, the zodiacs, and the planets above us, and how they are moving above us, and how the Polaris star changed its situation with another star, pole star. I think that one was Tabun or anything like that. And yeah, it was a good video about that kind of topic. Yeah, I think that video is enough for this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in another video in the next one.